Today, I have the opportunity, really exciting to come back to BC always, even if it's virtually. I've had the opportunity over the years to come back for AGMs and other special projects, and really consider BC the proving ground for so many things I got to do in hockey early on, and now in my role at Hockey Canada, I don't ever lose sight of the fact that there are a number of people that I consider friends and mentors in BC, Bill included, Cam Kerr, people like that, that I, really have to thank for the opportunities that I've had in hockey today. I'm going to walk you through a new technology, and I think it's appropriate that we're actually using a virtual technology called WebEx to provide everybody with this vision into what Hockey Canada considers the next generation of tools for our coaches. We're calling it the Hockey Canada Network, and it is an app, but it's much more than just an app. It is, as the word network suggests, it's more of a channel. And I've been telling people that if you think about Netflix or Flipboard, which some people use to stay up with current events on their tablet, there are so many different ways to catalog information today. And what we want to do is we want to put absolutely everything that we have available to us for coaches in their hands in the form of their smartphone or their tablet. What we've done is we've started to work with a group here in Calgary. We started to work with them well over a year ago, and this project is like I say, over a year in the making, and we're very close to release. When I spoke with both Barry Petrochenko and Bill Ennis, this was the kind of venue that we had the opportunity to come to BC Hockey Membership and talk about this tool. You as administrators and technical people within your minor hockey associations and within your regions may see the value of this tool very quickly and start to consider the ways in which it can be used. It's about the development of minor hockey players by providing coaches, players, and parents with, we're using the word unlimited access to rich, informative, and useful development content. I should state right now that Bill has a PDF of this presentation, and I know that Bill is also recording it. And the idea would be that if you go through this presentation with me, you could come back later, view it again. You'll have the handout. Bill will distribute it afterwards, and you can make some notes if you want to be sharing this information with other people. This is where I was talking about the smartphone and the tablet, and an illustration of the rich media content that we have today at Hockey Canada that we want to move over to today's technologies. And I'm going to walk you through this in a bit here. I just want to show you again a tablet in landscape, a tablet in profile, a phone in profile. One of the things I'm going to point out right now, whether a coach is on the go, even on the ice, and you know what, I'll reserve comment on whether or not a coach should have a smartphone in their pocket on the ice. But no matter where you are, as long as your mobile device is connected, you have the ability to access content. I will say, and I'll talk about it in a little while, you also have the ability to download specific content into your folder so that if you are offline, but you want to access content that you've saved to your device, whether your smartphone or your tablet, you'd be able to do that as well. I don't want to go too far into the future, almost back to the future-ish type discussion, but Corey McNabb in our department has been experimenting with Bluetooth technology and connecting a tablet to a big screen television that we have mounted on the glass at Winsport. So we've got a 50-inch television behind the glass, and Corey can take this application and he can actually project the drill, the drawing, and ultimately the video of the drill on the big screen TV. It's pretty cool. We really see this technology as more than just skills and drills. We see it as a learning system. And the channel offers lots of material for coaches. It offers material for players, and it offers great learning resources. And the way that we're putting this program together is that coaches will access this technology or this app, and the player version of the app, families can download it, no cost, and they would then be able to receive any information that the coach is distributing. That's important because I want to talk about other exciting elements of distributing the resource material to more than just a group of players on a team. So first off, the device has what we call a feature page, and using the illustration of Sidney Crosby drinking Gatorade, we can have feature articles about any number of things that we feel are important for our players, our coaches, even our administrators to learn. We also have what's called sections, and in sections you can, again, with that feature page, you can go in and you can look at materials. Mastering the shootout could be an article about the shootout with drills for coaches to be able to work their players through the shootout. Categories, we can put practice plans into categories. We can put drills into categories, and we can have coaches search through the categories. All drills will be tagged: skating drills, puck control drills, shooting drills. So you get the sense that there are no limits to how you can do this. And as you look at the way that the media is being illustrated in these tablets, as you get into series, you can have practice plans. And I think this is the most innovative piece. For a number of years, people have been asking us, why aren't the skills manuals available digitally? Well, they will be now. And I'll go one step further. As a coach attends a coach clinic this year or in subsequent years, part of their registration fee at a coaching clinic will give them, for that season, a membership to the Hockey Canada Network. And that membership actually gives them access to all of the content on the device for the full season, which includes all of the skills manuals. And the skills manuals are organized in a way that a coach can call up practice plans in succession, or they can, after a time, start pulling apart the practice plans and repopulate a new practice plan. And ultimately, once you get into practice plans, you can look at each drill, and on the very right-hand side where it says article, you can look at the drill that's being identified within the practice plan if you wanted to see, okay, how is the drill laid out? And then below that, you would even be able to watch a video as players execute that drill. A couple of things I just wanted to mention, and this is really a high-level look at this tool as it's coming out. Now, one of the things that's important about mobile apps is they're not websites. They're very much an app, and therefore a description like dynamic resizing means that whenever you move your device to landscape or profile, it always readjusts the content to fit the full screen. You're not having to pinch the device. You're not having to expand with two fingers to see better. You'll always have that full dynamic view. And even on the iPhone or the Samsung smartphones, any kind of device that you're using, instead of a tablet view where you have quite the menu, you will see a smaller menu option, but you'll still be able to scroll up and down through the content and right and left through the themes. Content will be regularly updated. We have the ability, and I'm going to show you what this what this partner group has done for us in terms of being able to upload content ourselves. But if we look at this slide, powerful search and filter tools, on the very right-hand side, what we've done here is we've created the tool that allows us to tag all of our drills as we upload them, so that skating drills that may also have a defensive component to it, may have other components to it, may be appropriate for certain age groups. We can tag them so that coaches have the ability to start searching very specifically for, you might look at something that's more midget-based checking skills drills, those kinds of features. And we'll continue to grow those search parameters as we watch the use of the device over time, because we'll have the opportunity to use the analytics to tell us what we need to do in our search and filter tools. Here's an example of a practice plan. And as I said, practice plans are fully illustrated and they include the skills manuals. So over on the right, you see practice plan 2. You can even see it on a smartphone, practice plan 2. If you were to click on or just touch half circle lateral skating, you would then get full view of the drill. You would be able to read the technical information on the drill, and then with the swipe of a finger in the upward motion, you would expose the video and you could play the video. And all the videos are high quality videos. And I think as you look at this screen, you can see at the bottom of each of the tablets that there are the 5 options. So you have the ability to look at what's featured. You have the ability to look at skills and drills. You also have the ability to look at your account. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. If I look at setting up an account, I can do a number of things with an account. And this is what's really exciting. The coach, John Smith, can actually set up his team. He can set up his coaching staff. He can also, if he wanted to, indicate who the parents are of the players. So he can create a profile of his team. That's kind of an interesting tool, and I'm not sure that there's much due there. We're not, and by the way, we're not trying to create a scheduling tool. We're not trying to create a communication tool. What we're trying to do is create a tool that allows coaches to distribute practices. If you want to distribute a practice to the 4 assistant coaches, you can do that. But I'm going to take you 2 steps further away from a team. If you are the technical director in a minor hockey association and you want the novice coaches to be working through the novice skills manuals in progression, your team or one of your teams can be listed as all of the coaches from the novice division, whether it's the head coaches or the head coaches and the assistant coaches. And you could send out, this week, gentlemen, this is the practice plan. And you could send it out to everybody, and you would set the expectation that when I'm at the rink, this is what I should see you working on. Now, granted, we would like all of the coaches to have that material as well, but it's a nice way to push that information to the coaches to reinforce the fact that the materials are available to them. One step further down the line, if in BC, the provincial coach or the director of the high performance program wants to push a very specific technical package to the coaches of the POE, coaches that are coming in to attend an under 17 camp, an under 16 camp, an under 15 camp, women's under 18 camp, you have the ability to populate, again, that team of individuals that you would like to push the information to. So you can manage and share personalized content at any time, and you get to be creative on how you put your teams together. A coach who's coaching more than one team will have the ability to create more than one team to push information to. And a coach as well could be in a POE environment where somebody else is pushing information to them. in all of the content that the coach views, they can tag their favorite content or download it when they go offline. So if I know I'm going to the rink with my tablet and I'm not going to be online, I don't have a wireless connection in the rink, and I don't have a tablet that has a SIM card, I can download the content and I can have it in the coach's room as we go over the practice plan again. We look at the video, we look at the illustrations. You can see very clearly that if a coach had the ability to run through the practice plan quickly with a tablet or on the smartphone, that they would be able to ensure that all of the coaching staff was ready when they jumped on the ice. I do envision a day when coaches will have this technology on the ice with them, and they may show that video to players again on the ice in small groups. They may say, hey, you know, the footwork on this one's a little tough. Let's take another good look at it. So there, you know, there is the ability for that in the future. We're really at the early stage of being able to take a digital resource, collate it in a way that makes sense for your practice plan, or use a pre-prepared practice plan and then distribute it to your coaches, distribute it to your teams so that they're better prepared when they come to the rink. We even have the ability for players to sign up, and when players sign up, they become a part of the system within their branch, the system within their minor hockey association. They will be, if the coach personalizes the account and says, these are the 15 players that I'm pushing the information out to, there's an ability for the coach to do that. And while I don't want it to sound like Big Brother, because I think oftentimes when you go into the back end of these programs, the analytics really help you understand better how coaches are using the tool, how parents are using the tool, kids are using the tool, and what kind of adjustments you need to make to improve the tool as you go. But there's no question that the biggest thing you have to do is continue to build the content library and support coaches in the work that they're doing with their teams. This is just a quick shot, the advanced feature of what's called our custom content management system. In the world of technology, it's called a CMS. And what this shows is our ability to upload our content. What we're going to be doing at the national level is work with individuals at the branch level. So in the case of the branch, Bill Ennis would be able to identify a staff person or more than one staff person who may be responsible for uploading content that is BC specific. And there is a point in time with this program that we will give the branches the opportunity to push content out in terms of feature stories, in terms of important information. And while I think that branch websites and Hockey Canada website does a really good idea, there's a different nature, does a really good job of getting that information out. There's a different nature to the use of this technology and people's access to information on their smartphone or their tablet. And let's face it, I think, most of the time we are talking about smartphones. Smartphones, the profile of the phones today are larger, they're getting larger. And so what you can view on your smartphone and the quality of video and the compression of that video, so it's not streaming at a high rate and costing people a lot of money on their plans. All of those technologies today allow us to deliver a product that I really don't think we were able to deliver a few years ago, just based on streaming content, quality of content on people's smartphones and tablets. I think at the end of the day, our job is to look to set up as many coaches as possible in year one. We're going to actually go through a process here where I believe we will email every coach that was involved in the coach education program, both last year and this year, as we get set to deliver on a soft launch here fairly soon. We want coaches to have the ability to access the skills manuals. If you look at skills manuals individually, when you buy them off the shelf, they're $34.95. Our idea was at a cost of approximately $20. This device would allow you to have all of those manuals and all of the videos so that you have all of them at your fingertip. And then that subscription over the course of the year would allow you to create practice plans, to view content. Again, it's a very focused tool. It's not about statistics. It's not about scheduling practices and games. There are other tools that do a pretty good job of that. And while some people would say to us, well, why can't you put it all in one tool? I think you have to appreciate that some people get used to certain technologies that already serve a purpose for them. And this tool is designed to support coaches in the design of practices and in the distribution of material to their teams. But because we have what I call the learning channel, we also have the ability to distribute feature articles, update information on any number of things. And I think in the early stages here, only our imagination or lack of it may prevent us from thinking about all of the things that are possible with a tool like this. We think that we're within a week or two away from being able to release this tool. I'm in meetings next week with our branches and both our executive directors and our technical directors across the country. We'll actually be demonstrating the tool on devices, and we're also starting to develop the communication plan that we'll deliver to the branches, who can then distribute to whether you on this call or coaches throughout the province. We want to make sure that as many people as possible get an opportunity to see this tool and ultimately choose it as the tool that will support them in how they manage the technical components of their team. At that point, Bill, I'm going to stop. I'm just about 30 minutes in, and I can open it up for questions or as we talked about before, Bill, we might also give people a little time with the information and the handout and an opportunity for a Q&A at a later date.
Paul, I think that's great to do a Q&A. Certainly anyone with a question can email that to me. The email address is bennos@bchockey.net, and I can either seek the answer or flip it over to Paul for an answer and get back to you. I think, Paul, what I would like to do is maybe call on a couple of people just as a reaction. I know some of them who work heavily in the associations, and sorry, I won't do this to everybody, but just a little bit of a reaction of what you've just heard. Maybe I'll unmute Mako. Mako, do you think you could give us a hand here?
Certainly. Yeah, I mean, this is a wonderful example of where technology is going. I think it's a great insight to what we have to look forward to. I mean, to be able to, I use my iPhone all the time on the ice, and I know we've had guys using the Power Edge Pro and explaining the drills to our kids through skills with the iPad, and we try to use technology as much as possible. I mean, these kids that we're coaching and teaching today have grown up with this technology, and they have that expectation that they're going to be able to see things instantly and have that visual feedback. With them being such visual learners, it's an indispensable tool. And obviously the cost for some associations is probably something to think about down the line to be able to, to be competitive in that manner. But I think majority of folks out there are going to have a phone at minimum to use. And I think that I'm really excited to see how this looks when it comes out in October and to get it in the hands of our guys and, be a beta tester if we can. I think it'd be fun.
Thank you. Craig Sherbety.
Oh yeah, I echo what BMAC said there. I think this is a tool that
I see as a benefit for the beginner coaches. You know, the technology I think is right in line with. It's not overly too technical. We have some coaches that are brand new or newer to coaching. I think having the access when your coach moves from hockey 4 to Atom, or that initiation to Atom level, I think it's really important that he has those tools readily available. I think the iPad is the way of the future. I encourage our coaches. I've seen 3 coaches on the ice, 3 stations, 3 iPads. I think it's a wonderful thing, and I can't wait to get this in the hands of our coaches.
Great. Len McNeely? Hello, Len?
Hello there.
Hello. Any reaction?
Yeah, I think strategically the timing is perfect. There's the marrying of the technology with the on ice stuff, and for coaches is going to be extremely beneficial. I've noticed in the last year or so, particularly with Mako at Burnaby Winter Club, the use of the technology and incorporating it into all of the teams, and even the old guys are getting used to it and using it as a tool. So I think it's perfect timing, and we'll look forward to it being rolled out.
Great, thank you. I think that's probably good for tonight, everyone. Like I say, Paul will be sending me, actually I've already have it in my email, the outline of tonight's presentation, and I will forward it by email to everyone, either that signed up for the clinic or was on the call tonight. So you will expect that. As far as the recording of the video goes, our intent is to open a web page on the BC Hockey website for this whole enhanced services project. And once we do that, then these videos will be captured, and someone who missed tonight can certainly go on and listen, and also contact us for the fact sheet that Paul has sent us, and we can deal with them then. So if you do know of people that missed this call, certainly the material is still available, and the recording will eventually be made available. Just to finish it off, just a big thanks to Paul and what he's meant to our program in BC, and how he continues to surprise me with some of the things that he gets involved in, and how he represents us in hockey in Canada on a move forward that I think eventually will pay outstanding dividends for our sport and the people who choose to coach within it. Paul, back to you, but thank you very, very much.
Hey, Bill, thanks very much. And I was pretty excited to see Mako on the call here. I haven't seen him since our under 17 days. I wasn't a player then, he was. Nice to see you, buddy. I think that's over 25 years. But Bill, thanks for that. And, you know, I've spent a lot of time learning, and I would never pretend to know everything there is to know about the technologies that are coming at us. I think I'm more in Len's category, where I get pretty excited about what it can do, and I hope that we can make good use of these technologies. As Craig said, I agree 100% with Craig that, you know, that the novice coaches, and when we say novice, I mean newer to the game, these are the kind of tools that are really going to help them, especially the visual aids of, you know, here's the diagram of the practice plan, here's the content or the descriptors, but hey, here's the video. And I think that's where I'm really excited at being able to push this tool out to our coaching community right across the country. So thanks for the opportunity, Bill. I really enjoyed it.